Hey guys, and welcome back to the Geek Box. So today, obviously as you see the title, I'm going to just share my thoughts with the Gail Kim Twitter fiasco, if you want to call it that, obviously in regards to Riho. Obviously I'm basing this around lots of people have been talking about it, and with anything I do, I like to do my bit of research first. So I know it's one of the things that I'm trying to get more into, share my thoughts and stuff with my channel now, because people keep asking me my opinion on stuff, and I didn't really think people were that interested in my opinion, but apparently so here we are. But also I like to try and get my lay of all the facts first, so my videos of this generally won't come up the same day, say, as something comes to, because I don't want to be the guy that jumps out and says blah 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 and they're terrible for this, or yeah, really great for saying this, and then 24 hours later I'm going to have to come back and say, yeah, alright, I shouldn't have said that, so I didn't know blah 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 at the time. And I feel like there's a few people that are guilty of that on this topic, if I'm completely honest. I mean, no disrespect to them, it probably is that just they didn't have that information available at the time. You know, I'm more of a head screw case. I will sit and read with that paranoia. But enough with that. So what I've gathered from this is, and I will start off actually with one of those big things. I don't like the whole term using misinformation now, because of the way that term gets used terribly. But part of the misinformation does seem to be that Gail Kim was asked what she thought of Jim Cornette's thoughts on Riho as a wrestler, not his negative outset towards her, based mainly on the fact that Gail Kim was tutored by Jim Cornette. So for those that have followed Gail Kim in the past, they know that she has a good relationship with him because of that, and obviously Gail Kim's history with dealing with women's wrestling, etc. So there's been a lot of accounts and zombie amounts of just idiots on Twitter, we'll say this early in the video, and other social platforms attacking her to try and say about why didn't she mention about Alexa Bliss or someone that, you know, that's just that small as well. And I feel like, again, these are the people that have missed the concept of she was specifically asked about that one star. When I picked up on this, I thought, okay, it's a bit different for Gail Kim to be crapping on a woman's wrestler, but, you know, everyone has their opinions. It's like, you know, they say everyone's got an a-hole and an opinion to match. But then when I read it, and also it's such a just the face of the IWC now, is I genuinely was confused. I was trying to find the bit where she had directly said that Riho shouldn't be a wrestler, because that's how it was being portrayed. And I'll see, like, in the follow-up comments as well, where she said, like, I don't see where I actually said that she shouldn't be a wrestler or that she's bad at wrestling. And going through it, that is generally what we see. It's impressive to me how some people have taken this, because the actual tweets, and I am convinced, I mean, don't get me wrong, some of those tweets are actually hard to find. I had to dig for a good bit to find the actual tweet and not just what somebody was saying it was. But the comment being, well, she doesn't generally watch AEW, so she openly is saying she doesn't have much of an opinion overall because she doesn't watch the product. You know, that's one of the big things for so many people. They will chat shit non-stop about something that's happened in wrestling, and it'd be like people that don't like WWE, they'll chat with that crap, and then you say, well, blah 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 happened. Obviously that's why they've done that, but yeah, it was a bit cheesy or whatever, and then, oh, I don't watch that crap anyway, oh, I don't watch it, no, I don't. It's like, well, if you're not watching it, then your opinion is based on something you've clicked online, which, you know, I know 2025 summed up, so you don't have any actual concept of what's going on around the actual thing happening. Gail Kim is openly saying, I don't follow AEW. I don't know this, like, the talent. I don't know what she does. It's not my thing. Her actual comment, for those that haven't got the full thing of it, that are watching this, which I appreciate, thank you, is she saw her once in a match a long time ago. I don't know how long ago that was. I think she's been like a couple of years back. And she said about the fact that she was dressed like a very young girl, obviously with like the sort of school outfit sort of look, and the fact that the cameraman was recording right up her skirt during the match made her feel uncomfortable to watch. And then the other part people jump to is she said about she likes believable wrestling, and when she saw Riho, she didn't buy into the fact that she was fighting somebody who was substantially much bigger than she was, and to make it believable that she could have an even fight with her. Which, I get the whole big versus small wrestler overcomes thing in wrestling is a trope that's used over and over. You know, I can still remember being pissed at my TV watching Rey Mysterio take advantage of Kane and The Undertaker when I felt like they should have just squashed him like a bug 2 minutes into a match. But so, and obviously then everything else after that is the follow-up of people sending her crap and her having to reply, and then she said multiple times in those replies, you know, I'm not saying that she's a bad wrestler, I'm just sharing my opinion, that's how it came across to me. But this is the thing, obviously, with modern day so-called wrestling fans, is the fact that they've taken it. She has openly said in it, like, you know, she said about, you know, I think like Asuka and things like that more believable because they're bigger built women. I mean, you know, Asuka could probably kick my ass on a freaking half day if I was honest. You know, I don't think she's a bloody athletic and strong woman, freaking the reason people love her. But it's the fact that it's like she said on that, the only reference I've got to that one person, that one time I've watched her, she was dressed like a schoolgirl and they kept recording up her ass and it made me feel uncomfortable to watch. Okay, she didn't think that when she watched what she saw at the time, it was believable for her as a wrestler. Okay, why are people having such a freak out about that? It's this stupid thing that people like, oh, someone says something we don't agree, or you know, I don't give a fuck either way for the tribalism side of this whole wrestling. You be an AEW fan if you want, be a WWE fan if you want, be a TNA or Ring of Honor or New Japan or whatever you like, be a GCW bloody fanatic all the way through if you want. If you enjoy that, then I'm glad you've got something to enjoy. Same time, you're allowed to enjoy more than one thing at once, and you're allowed to not like one or two things in that list. Just don't be a dickhead to people for not liking it as well. Like for me, WWE guy. Always have been. I grew up with it, for fuck's sake. I've been watching WWE now for like 35 years, since I was just big enough to walk. And, you know, it's one of those things for me. I like some stuff from AEW, but not a lot of it. It just, the way it's done doesn't click for me. I'll just sit there on my keyboard crying, oh, you said something about WWE, it's freaking, no, if you don't like WWE, okay, cool. I mean, sucks for you, sucks for me that I can't get into AEW as much, so like, you know, keep in mind, I've got a subscription for AEW, so it's not like it's, you know, I'm watching it and I'm trying to get something from it more that hooks me in. I mean, you know, anything to, you know, I went, if MJF's in something, I'm good and sold. Tony Storm, I'm good and sold. They're like my two hooks I have in AEW right now. It keeps with the float of it. You know, it's and there's I mean, the Hurt Business, wherever they go, I'll be happy to see what Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are going to be doing, because I fucking love them too as a team. But it's the thing, it's stuff like this, like Gail Kim. I don't know if I've tanged off subject a little bit, but Gail Kim says something about an AW wrestler, and all these sad little freaking sniffers come out to put, trying to crap all over Gail Kim and attack her for this and attack her for that. And you know, some people bloody say, oh, you need to get back in the kitchen, you know, or you're going to get your own comeuppance one day for saying things like this, or acting like you know, like you were important in your time, nobody cared when you're a wrestler. And I admit that last one makes me laugh, because Gail Kim is a wrestler that has stood up for women's rights in wrestling for the past couple of decades, if not longer. I mean, she left that's sort of the WWE shill thing, which, you know, never gets old. Apparently, anyone that says something about AEW is a WWE shill. Anyone that says something about WWE is an AEW bloody cot line for bloody Tony. It's like, it's hilarious. It's watching the playground do its play. But, you know, it's like the history of Gail Kim is that she literally was arguing and fighting backstage for the way women were treated in WWE. So much so that her last thing, I think it was like 2010, I want to say. Don't quote me off that, because I'm doing it off the top of my head. It'd probably be like years earlier or something. My memory's terrible. But she was in, it's like the women's battle royal, and she eliminated herself and walked out, and that was the last of it. And it was in protest to the way that Vince was treating the women. It was just straight up, you know, we're athletes, we're talent, and you treat us like Barbie dolls. And then when she worked in TNA, she worked very heavily on trying to get the TNA change in the direction for the knockouts. I mean, TNA, I don't think, as from what I know, has ever actually been as terrible as WWE was for that sort of approach. But she was talent, and then she went backstage and worked and became a lot more. These are women, these are fighters. I mean, there's a reason the TNA Knockouts division was amazing, like earlier on than any other group really doing it. It's because it had people like Gail Kim backstage fighting to be like, these are athletes and these are women. And in wrestling, it's like in the ring, out the ring. I mean, I'm talking about the content creators, the people doing the podcasts and stuff. They're showing it's like it shouldn't be a male and female differential in it. It should just be, these are wrestlers. End of story. So yeah, she's fought a lot for that, and over the years she has really put stuff. I mean, to say that, like, you know, some being a shield of WWE, it's one of those. I'm impressed that WWE even still mentions over some of the stuff she said about like their handling of things over the years, but that's a whole different other topic. But yeah, so obviously after my tangent, my overall thought thing with it is just that, you know, she shared her opinion, and based off very openly her experience one time, and just all the assholes that come out. Oh, what about all they showed Stephanie Vaquer's ass when she did the Devil's Kiss? I should say, yeah, she was saying about the fact that, you know, she just looked like a young girl, and it made her uncomfortable that they were using her like that, which is literally in line with something she said for years and years and years about different women being treated in that way in the ring. So consistency, at least. Anyway, you guys have some of my thoughts. So that's my thoughts that I've rambled on a bit, detoured a little bit, but let me know what you think down in the comments below. And obviously, as always, thanks for watching the video, thanks for supporting the channel, and obviously if you want to hear my thoughts on more things, please feel free to comment that down below as well. As also, I'm always looking for ways to engage you guys more, and I'm happy to share if you want to hear. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all out there.